The ship was massive, 3 kilometers of polished weaponry and military pride. But no sector was more silent than Sector 9B, the experimental detainment wing. That's where I first heard the sound. Faint whimper. Not a scream. Not a roar. A whimper like someone desperately trying not to cry. I approached the containment field, ignoring the warnings flashing overhead. Do not engage. Level red prisoner. Contact forbidden. Behind the shimmering red energy barrier was a girl. Small, fragile, knees tucked to her chest. Her wrists were bound with chains that pulsed with restraint energy, bruising her skin. Her skin was pale silver, as if moonlight flowed through her veins. Her hair, long snow-white, covered most of her face. Even through her fear, she sensed me. Her head slowly lifted. Her eyes, glowing violet, widened as if she had never seen anything like me before, or anyone willing to stop and look. Stay back, she whispered. Her voice trembled. Humans hurt me. I swallowed hard. I'm not here to hurt you. She stared at me as though trying to decide if that was possible. I checked the cameras. None were pointed directly into the cell. The officers in security never cared about this prisoner as long as she stayed alive. So I stepped closer. What's your name? I asked. She hesitated. The chains tightened as if reacting to her desire to speak. Lyrie, she answered, breathless with pain. That moment changed everything, because I realized the truth. This wasn't a weapon. This wasn't a monster. This was a child, barely older than 17 by human appearance. And the galaxy had chained her like an animal. Large blue diamond middle, the human who disobeyed orders. I visited her again the next day. And the next. I smuggled water and food, whispering through the field so no audio sensors could detect us. At first she flinched from every sound. But slowly, she began talking. About her home, a planet of floating forests and crystal lakes. About why she was here, and the reason shocked me. Her people were wiped out by a faction that wanted her power. I can feel emotions and soothe them, she explained quietly. Warriors become peaceful. Violence stops. They feared me. They needed war, so they took me. Her gift, empathy strong enough to calm armies, was seen as a threat. The brass on Vanguard didn't capture her to protect her. They captured her to weaponize her. And I realized I was the only person who knew. One night when I snuck in again, I noticed something different. Red lash marks across her back. Someone had beaten her. I felt something break inside me. Who did this? She shook her head. If I answer, they will hurt others. But there was something else. She wasn't just injured. She was weakening. Her body was shutting down. How long have you been without sunlight? I asked. Her eyes grew wide, not expecting me to understand. Her species needed sunlight the way humans needed oxygen. They were slowly killing her, without knowing it or without caring. She would die in a week, maybe less. That night I made a choice. If the galaxy refused to save her, I would. Large blue diamond, the escape, where everything changed. The plan wasn't brilliant. It was insane. But it was the only plan. I disabled the sensors, rewired the locks, and slipped into Sector 9B before the shift change. My hands shook as I deactivated the energy field. No alarms. So far, so good. But the moment the field dropped, Lyrie gasped. The chains tightened in response. They're bound to my heartbeat, she whispered. If I panic, they constrict. If someone pulls them. I won't pull them, I said softly. Kneel. Trust me. Her violet eyes searched mine, not for logic but for hope. Then she nodded. Her trembling hands rested on my shoulders, and I slid my arms around her back, not to break the chains but to hold her still and steady. My heartbeat slowed, hers synchronized, and suddenly the chains released, as if they had been waiting for someone who meant no harm. Her body collapsed into my chest, breathless, exhausted but free. For the first time since meeting her, she smiled. "I knew you weren't like the others," she whispered. But then the alarms shattered the silence. Security stormed in. Gunners raised. Sirens howling. "Take your hands off the specimen and step away," the commander roared. Lyrie clung to me, shaking violently. If they chained her again, she wouldn't survive. So I stepped forward, shielding her with my own body. "You chain her again," I said, voice steady. "You'll go through me first." The room froze. Soldiers stunned, unable to process a human defying orders for a creature they saw as a threat. "Elias," the commander warned, "you are throwing your entire life away." I took Lyrie's hand. "My life isn't worth anything if I watch hers be destroyed." That moment, that sentence, forced history into motion. Half the guards lowered their weapons. Not out of compassion, but confusion. A human protecting her didn't fit the narrative. Fear cracked, doubt spread. Humans weren't supposed to feel for aliens. Yet here I was, proving otherwise. The commander lunged. Lyrie's eyes flashed, fear, grief, instinct. The air hummed. And the commander stopped, not paralyzed but calmed, as if every violent thought evaporated. Lyrie stared at her hands, horrified. She had used her gift without meaning to. But I touched her cheek and whispered, "You didn't make him peaceful. You helped him remember himself." And she cried, silent, relieved tears. Even the guards stepped back, not afraid of her power anymore, but of what it meant. That maybe the galaxy had been wrong about her people. Large blue diamond ending, the future no one expected. I didn't return to Earth. There was no court-martial, no trial, because the story became bigger than punishment. News spread, footage leaked. The galaxy learned that the dangerous alien specimen was a peaceful girl whose empathy could end wars, not start them. People debated, protested, demanded truth. Lyrie was no longer a prisoner. She became a diplomat, an ambassador for her nearly extinct species. And I, the reckless soldier who chose morality over orders, became her official guardian. Some called me a traitor, others called me a hero, but none of the labels mattered. What mattered was this. One night, under the twin moons of a world that once feared her, Lyrie sat beside me, legs curled underneath her, hair blowing in the warm wind. "You didn't have to save me," she said softly. "I didn't," I replied. "I chose to." She placed her hand on mine. No fear, no chains, no hesitation. "You changed everything," she whispered. "No," I corrected. "We changed everything together." Her fingers intertwined with mine. And for the first time in her life, she wasn't the girl in chains. She was free. And I got to be the man who believed she deserved to be.